So I pretty much start off every single interview with who are you and what do you do?
My name is Greg Hernandez, and we own Beanpot Toys.
Awesome.
We're a small family-based company. My wife's in there, and this is my daughter, and we do it for the love of toys and love of art.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing it in
We have
general?
been doing Beanpot Toys for roughly 7 to 8 years.
Yeah?
7 to 8 years, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what got you into it? Have you always been kind of
Well, I have been
involved
always collecting eclectic, different kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then when my daughter was in high school, we were always there at school doing this, doing that.
Yeah.
And when she got out, we had accumulated so much stuff. We started selling it off. People got a good response from it. So then we, turned my contacts into business contacts and went from there,
That's great.
And we get to go out, travel a little bit, get to meet people, and, I get a little bit of toys, and then I spread a little bit of toys out, and it's good. It's good. We've been doing it, like I said, for about 7 to 8 years, and we're different. We stick out. We still stick out, which is great.
I don't see very many of what you have anywhere else.
Other people have maybe one or two.
Right.
I've got
a good mixture.
500 different pieces, so.
Yeah, and then Kayla was letting me know earlier that you guys have another booth set up as well.
Yeah,
for
we're starting
creative.
to get into the more customizing aspect,
right?
And that's called being creative. Something that we thought about at a show one day, and so I was like, that's a great idea. So we work with local artists or even out of towners. We work with Brian Collins. He goes by the Color Chemist.
Okay.
Denise Vasquez, she's in California. Jason Chalker in Dallas. Joe Skills, a number of artists. And right now I've got a local guy here from San Antonio, Edgar Gonzalez Gomez, and goes by Hugh Dawes. He does customs, nice guy. So, I mean, for us, we love to collect. We love cool toys, and then, it helps them, it helps us.
Way to get in too.
It helps them, it helps us. Again, it's about the love of the toy. And we're not big mainstream. We're off the beaten path. So that's what we like. That's what we like. And we tend to have a good response for it. So.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I think you guys have a great niche.
Yeah.
So, and Kayla, I know I've seen you at a few at MonsterCon. We were saying earlier. So the whole family goes.
The whole family. It's a family. It's a family thing.
Yeah.
We'd love to do a storefront, but if we did that, I'd like to have like a little gallery. I'd like to live there. Overhead stuff. I'm cheap. I'm frugal. So I'd love to have a gallery slamming Saturdays.
Right.
It'd have to be an all-in-one store for us. But right now, we're show to show, and maybe a little bit of online. Hey, I was at your show. I saw this.
Right.
With no e-commerce at this point, but I'm just a simple caveman.
Well, that's all right. I think a storefront would be something cool, something that San Antonio could. Would you stay in San Antonio if you had a storefront?
Most definitely. Most definitely. This is where I grew up. This is where I was raised. In fact, we're trying to put together, I know Art Slam, my friend Rob was, he left the country, kind of shut that show down. But I'm talking to a couple of people that maybe we do our own art vinyl show, not necessarily an Art Slam, but a customizing show would be great,
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I know the new space, well, not new space, I guess the rebranding of the White Rabbit might lend itself to something like that too. Because I know they were starting to do a little bit
not.
of,
I'm not. It just there's a lots of things to get together. But venues is the last thing really, but maybe that area or Southtown, the arts district. But there's there again, I got to find good people to work with. I can get the toys. All that other stuff is something different that I'd have to trust other people with, So, but I'm just a toy nerd,
Well, who isn't, right?
There you go.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you officially.
And like us on Facebook, Beanpot Toys.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That's
and
right.
Do you have a website yet, or is it all just Facebook?
BeanpotToys.com.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then I follow you guys on Instagram as well.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so
that's her. Like I said, I'm just a caveman. Yeah.
Well, let's talk to your social media
there you go.
expert here, Kayla.
Hello.
210
Local Music Podcast.
Yeah. Woo. So did you kind of get your dad to go into the social media aspect? Was that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge way to get your brand out to the masses, right? And people are all about trending topics on Twitter and Instagram. So we really built up our brand and our company within San Antonio and within Texas using social media tools like Facebook and even Tumblr. We had a blog post going for a while.
Oh, wow, okay.
And so that's how we do interviews with artists sometimes, you know. We're featuring 2 artists for Alamo City Comic Con this weekend.
Oh, nice.
So actually, I found one of the artists on Instagram, and we kind of communicated back and forth, and then my dad brought him in as one of our featured artists to sell his toys here.
That's cool. That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'll probably head over to that booth a little bit
Definitely.
later, too. But so whose idea was the name?
Oh, my gosh. Beanpot Toys. Yeah.
The name came from... The name came from, like I said, when Kelly was in school, we were always busy, always doing this, doing that. Cliche, too many beans in a pot. And then there's a little face, if you'll notice, there's a little face on the Canada Ranch style beans. And that reminded me of my dad when he was younger.
Oh, yeah.
And so when he passed away, I put that on my back. I got a tattoo of it on my back.
Oh, nice.
And then just, you know, Beanpot Toy. And I love beans.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and you know, ranch style beans, everyone kind of recognizes that in the South. So this mascot actually was created by one of our loyal customers who randomly showed up at a show and was like, look, we created this huge mascot for you. And it was completely,
totally blew us away.
Totally surprised.
Awesome.
And
that means you guys are doing something right. If you've got people
so.
that are that dedicated.
You know, we try to be fan based. You know what I mean? Something you learn in second grade, you know, treat people the way you want to be treated. Yeah. That's what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all about just having a good time and getting people into this new type of art that might not be familiar to everybody.
Right, it's starting to. I think it's starting to.
Yeah, it's an underground movement, but it's becoming more popular in the mainstream, you know, so,
So after going to all the cons, how does San Antonio rank against all the other cons that you guys have been to?
Surprisingly, it's getting a huge response from San Antonio. I mean, there's the Dallas Comic Con and Comic Palooza in Houston, and of course, you know, everyone knows about San Diego Comic Con, but for the second year at Alamo City, this is a great turnout as far as people coming through, and then the stars, you know, the caliber celebrities they got to come to the show. Definitely. So it's only getting bigger and better and more exciting every year.
Cool. We'll hope the best for you guys moving forward with that as well.
Thank you very much.
And we'll definitely keep up with you. Yeah, of course.
Stay classy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mario.
Thank you again. All right.
And I start off every interview with pretty much, who are you and what do you do?
My name is Toiz Casas, and I'm the owner of Casas Inc., surreal and tattoo-inspired apparel company.
Very cool, very cool. We got some designs right behind us.
Yes,
some of these are newer ones because I know I hadn't seen them.
Yes, sir. Those two
recently.
are our newest ones. That is the Devil's Mistress, and this one right here is our the Devil Hound.
Nice.
They're all limited edition. We only print 150 of each. Once I'm out, I move on to new designs.
Nice, which is why I see plenty of designs. That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
man.
for sure.
So I gotta ask, where do these ideas from the designs come from? Because I follow you guys on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Where does this? Is it all just in there?
It's brewing in my brain. I'm really a surrealist. That's really where I started. I recently started a tattoo apprenticeship, so a lot of the tattoo themed stuff is just geared from the tattoo community. So that's why you're seeing a lot of the tattoo themed stuff. So
yeah, that's cool, man. It's really awesome.
They all start from sketches though, but once I do the sketch and I'm happy with it, they go to I scan them, finish off on the computer.
Nice, nice. Yeah. And you're a local San Antonio artist?
Yes, born and raised.
Born and raised.
Born
nice.
and raised.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And how long have you been doing Casas Inc.?
Casas Inc. has been around for a year now.
Nice.
September will be a year.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're still fairly new, but we're getting out there. People are recognizing.
For you to have a booth at the Comic Con, I mean, that's pretty good for somebody new.
Yeah, for sure, man. We're excited to be here. You know, we try to do as many events we can as possible in San Antonio, Austin, and whatnot. We haven't ventured into Dallas yet, but maybe one day. It's a little bit further than Austin, so.
Yeah. Well, hey, who knows? Next after that, San Diego Comic Con, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Sky's the limit. Well, that's awesome. And let's talk about a couple of your designs here.
For sure.
Let's talk about the Devil's Mistress first of all.
Devil's Mistress. Since Halloween's right around the corner, that's what kind of inspired these two designs. You know, Devil Hound, Devil's Mistress. It's kind of the devil's right hand. So, but with all the Halloween in spirit, you know, that's why I kind of went with the scary theme and whatnot. So
nice.
That's kind of inspired that.
And then one of my favorites, the squid.
The squid, of course. This guy is our mascot. My last name is Casas. Name of the company is Casas Inc. Of course, Casas means houses in Spanish.
Right.
Squid, squirt out ink.
There you go.
House squid, but we call them the sea monsters. So
that's nice. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Aaron.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Where can we find you online?
www.casasinc.com, or you can find me on Facebook, Facebook.com/Casas Inc., or Instagram and Twitter is Casas_Inc.
Nice. Nice. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. It's a pleasure.
Take care.